Okay, so we're going to continue now, part two. When you react to what you read, what you researched, I want it to be, like I said before, I want it to contain a lot of thought. I want it to take where you started and move you now to where you're at now after doing a little bit, and it's a very little bit of research. You read one article, looked at maybe 6 different websites. Not a lot of research, but enough to maybe get you thinking a little differently than you did before. And then after you've gone and checked out those personal sites and done that reflection, there's also another piece to what we're doing this week, and that is now that you've seen and kind of talked about some of those personal sites and safety issues, that's always something that comes up. When I first kind of started using Facebook and such, I didn't really, and YouTube, I love to use YouTube, and you'll discover that as we go through the course, and actually as you go through the program and have other classes from me, you'll find I use it a lot. But, I never thought about, the safety issues a lot until we had that incident that I talked to you about in the last video with my son, and he got in and found some really inappropriate videos, and and just with no problem he got into them. Some of them were blocked, but others were not, and so I that made me stop and rethink my stance on how we use these things in schools. And I don't know if you've heard, but has been there's a court case now, and I wish I could remember where it's at. I'll see if I can't find the information to kind of give you later. But there's a court case that someone they're suing a school for not allowing what is it now? I got to remember. It's terrible. For not allowing them to view a website because of its sexual preference. It's a gay and lesbian site or something like that. And if that goes through the court and the court says no, you can't limit that. That's discrimination. Well, now that's going to open up. How is that going to? I should say, how is that going to affect our filtering systems that we use in schools? I have a fellow professor who said, she's talked to students who their students can't access sites on breast cancer because the word breast, is in the subject of the search criteria. So how is this, this fear of social media, this fear of our kids stumbling on things they shouldn't, how is that affecting what we can and what we do and don't use? So that can be part of your reaction as well. So when you're writing a reaction, that's really what I want. I want you to tell me what you think, what you feel. Put you into this. Not what I want to hear. This is not all of it. There's no right or wrong answer on that. It's what do you think? How does what you've read, what you've searched, what you knew before, what other information put that all together and just react to this issue of social media and the classroom and what we're doing and what we need to do to reach students today, because that's part of what your job as a library media specialist or a technology integration specialist, choosing the right resources to help teachers teach students today. And it's got to be more, and I mean, this is my opinion now coming out, it's got to be more than a notebook, a pencil, and a textbook. We've got to engage and enrich and really make it relevant to students. I mean, personally, I want more than a pencil, a notebook, and a textbook when I'm doing my own work. I want something that really sparks my interest and gets me excited about what I'm getting ready to do. So as you're working through this week's materials, keep that in mind. And then the second part of your assignment is to talk about how you go about gathering research, gathering information, especially from the internet. So there's more guidelines about that too as you go through. But I want you to tell us in a discussion board, because we're going to talk about it. Tell us what you do to research. How do you start? Where do you go? What sites do you use? What makes you decide where to start? Um, how do you know when you have enough? Just talk to us about how you research. And after you do that, then we're gonna post comments to each other about that and discuss similarities we see, differences we see. Maybe we've got some aha moments. You see, oh wow, that's a kind of a neat site. So that's gonna be our discussion for this week. So all the information is there in Angel. I want you to enjoy this week. I want you to know again that there's no right or wrong answer to anything that we're doing this week. We're getting our feet wet. We're wading in to the murky waters, and because there's going to be issues, and we're going to agree, we're going to disagree, and that's okay. But feel free express what you think, and then back it up. Why do you think that way? And don't forget to do really good writing. Make sure you proofread before you turn it in. So if you have any questions, just holler at me, and I will talk to you guys later.